Hey there, YouTube. Darth Stacker here. Today's the day for my interview with Lady B and Hubby B. It was a lot of fun, and I hope they enjoyed it as much as I did. It's also the inaugural appearance of Mrs. Skywalker, aka Jackie. I had a lot of fun having her tag along, and I hope she makes some appearances in future interviews. So without further ado, here's the interview. Stay tuned to the end of the interview for more information for the 250 sub giveaway. I never knew it could be so hard to give away coins.
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
Don't know the power of the dark side.
Hey there, YouTube. Darth Stacker here. I got an interview with Lady Bullion and Hubby B. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing really well.
I'm doing well.
Thanks
Good.
for having us.
It's a pleasure to have you. I'm honored to have you.
Well, we are honored that you asked, so thank you.
And I actually told her when you started doing your channel, I got on. I saw it pretty quick, and I told her, I said, "Well, he's doing interviews with people. I wonder if he's going to interview you." And she says, "I don't know what I would say." And then it was about what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. She's like, "Darth Stacker wants to interview me."
Well, it was always the plan to interview both of you. I guess I didn't elaborate that.
Well, we're glad we're here now.
Yep.
Yeah. So for those that don't know Lady B and Hubby B, they have a very popular channel on the stacking community. And from what I remember from when you started, you had quite a meteoric rise. Is that true?
I did. It's been crazy and quite overwhelming. I had no idea that it would take off like it has. But I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I bet.
But it came as quite a shock, to be honest with you.
The one thing was when it did start up, so everybody kept saying about, man, she's growing fast. Man, she's growing fast. Man, she's growing fast. Well, we had nothing to compare it to. No gauge for what was fast or not. And I mean, from this side, it was just like, well, this is kind of what happens, we guess.
Yeah.
And you'll hear me say "we" a lot. I've pretty much stayed in the background, especially in the beginning. And now I kind of poke my head into the Lady Bullion realm, but I kind of still stay in the background, handle things in the back.
Well, that's cool. But I'm sure everyone's just as curious about you as they are her.
I think I'm becoming popular. I even have my own fan club now, the Hubby B fan club.
Someone created a channel name called Hubby B Fan Club. I was not happy about that, let me tell you.
Because I got my fan club first.
No, it actually, and I don't want to step on any of your questions, but it did start. And then when he joined one of the lives, it's like, well, people enjoy you too. So you just come on and participate when you can. So he's not going to be added to the title, though. It's still going to stay Lady Bullion.
Got to keep him in his place, huh?
That's exactly right. Got to let him know who's really in charge.
So who was the coin collector or the stacker first? It sounds like Lady B.
Well, actually, it wasn't. It was.
Wasn't me either.
I can just go ahead, I guess, share with you how it started. Actually, my brother-in-law, he was the one that kind of started us, doing this. He would tell us about it, and before we ever bought our first piece, we were actually watching some channels on YouTube and kind of thought it was cool. And then my brother-in-law just kept saying, "You got to do it. You got to start stacking. You got to start stacking." And
well, he's been stacking for about 20 plus years.
Yeah, he's been stacking for quite some time.
My brother's been a prepper stacker for a very long time and been saying, "You need to do it. You need to do it." And it just hammers with all the time. And then she was listening.
And I went and bought my first coin, which was what I call 30, which I call her 30 because she cost me $30. It's a maple leaf. And I still hear about it almost daily.
Who has a $30 General Maple Leaf? Is what, 2017?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a 2017 non-special $30 maple leaf that will never ever be profitable.
And that's okay. I'm okay with it. But I bought that and I put it in the safe and I was quite proud of it. And then I told my brother-in-law about it. And he's like, "Well, how many did you buy so you didn't have to pay shipping?" And I said, "Well, I bought one." So and then we just kept. I think that was the first thing that that was the first thing we bought. And then maybe you bought a couple other pieces or maybe a tube here and there or something.
I think, yeah, at the very beginning, it kind of was very sporadic because we didn't know what we were doing.
Had no clue what we were doing.
And my brother, who he knew what he was doing and been doing it for a long time. You're going to hear Georgia and Emma because they just always participate when we're recording.
Yeah.
But there's Georgia. So, but he had, he didn't really like start trying to educate us on stacking and things like that. He would just say, "Hey, you need to watch this person on YouTube. Watch this person on YouTube. You need to watch this." And then so we started watching them on Saturdays, and Saturday mornings we would wake up and poke through in Silver Dragons and Yankee and all the big ones because those are the ones that pop up in your feed and you don't know. And that's how. And then it just started trickling, buying little things and learning more. And then the big thing came where I was setting up an order, like one of our first orders, and I told her, I said, because she was like, not really into it at all, but she understood kind of what was going on. And I said, well, just go pick something out, pick something and put it in the cart, because I was fine with listening to my brother and he was saying get stacking. So I'm like, well, I'm going to go ahead and start stacking. We'll start trying to do some of this and not really, again, fully understanding everything. But I told her, I said, go ahead and pick something out. And what did you pick?
The 5-ounce tombstone.
So I'm like, oh man, she picks $100 at a time, $100 item. And I'm like going, oh man, this didn't go as planned, but it worked out because now y'all have Lady Bullion because she is all in on silver now.
So if you want to get Jackie involved, I don't know if she stacks or not, but you got to let her pick out something.
Oh, that's already happened. She's
all right. Way to go, Jackie. Way to go.
It's so fun.
That's the best way. Let them pick their own things. Participate.
But I had originally, and I don't know if you've heard this, but how I started the channel is I wanted to do makeup tutorials. And I filmed I actually started a blog and I had a few followers with that. But then I thought, well, I want to do makeup. You know, I'm female and I love to do makeup and all that. So we were actually at my brother-in-law's house on July the 4th, and I was talking about it, and I'd already told Hubby B, I said, when I start my YouTube channel, I'm not doing anything with silver, so don't ask.
Very adamant about that.
Yeah, don't ask.
I'm not doing it. Don't even talk to me about it. So I didn't.
And but I realized that if I was going to do the makeup, it was going to cost me a fortune because I was going to have to buy the makeup so I could, review it and all that. And I just don't want to do it. I mean, so my brother-in-law suggested, he said, well, why don't you show your stack?
Because at that time we had a few items. We had a couple tubes and we built up a little bit of stuff.
And that's how I started the channel, is just I wanted to do makeup. I wanted to have some sort of YouTube channel and following, but then I realized, well, makeup was going to cost me a lot of money and a lot of time, and even though the silver is something, or the metal is something I can keep, the makeup is not, so it wasn't going to benefit me. So here we are.
Yep.
So you did or did not start the makeup channel?
I did. I had a couple of videos, and then I was like, when I said I can't afford to spend the money on the makeup that I was going to need, to do this and be able to review it and that kind of thing. And makeup is a cutthroat YouTube world out there. If you start looking at it, you'll see a lot of big players in the game, and it's hard to get into that community. So I just decided it wasn't going to be for me. And then my brother-in-law said, well, why don't you show your stack? So the makeup fell to the wayside, and I started doing the silver stacking and the video making.
Well, the whole 4th of July over there for the cookout turned into a planning out this channel on silver stacking and stuff like that. And then they started bouncing names off each other back and forth, and
I found my logo.
Yeah. She actually started putting this whole thing together in one day from from don't talk to me about silver, I'm not doing this, to I'm going to be a silver channel,
Yep.
and this is what I'm going to do, and here's my logo, and here's going to be my name, and I'm going
Yep.
to do this and do this and do this and do this, and came home, and you started the channel on July 4th.
Yeah.
I think you started it when we were over there.
Yeah, I did.
From the house.
I created my channel and got
Everything.
a Gmail account for the Lady Bullion, and she was born.
So that was just this past July?
Yeah, just this past July.
Hadn't even been a year yet.
Wow. So how many followers you have now?
Almost 2,000.
Almost 2,000, a little over 1,900.
Wow, very nice. How do you account for your popularity?
Well, one thing I'm pretty genuine. I mean, how I am right now is pretty much how I am, and I just try to be myself. And but I do have to give a big shout out for Yankee and Silver Dragons, because that's some of the channels that I started watching in the beginning. I'd come in and Hubby B would have Silver Dragons on, and I started, imitating, Silver Dragons out, and I watched one of their Coast to Coast, and I had only a few videos and a few followers, and I got a shout out and a channel shout out on one of their Coast to Coast, and that just sort of grew. And then my very first giveaway, which I think was 50 subscriber giveaway, we just, we kind of knew what we wanted to give back as far as the giveaways. And I think the prizes were just I think the prizes were good and people just wanted to participate. So the 50 went to 250, and then we had a 500 that got me.
By the time we finished that 50 subscriber giveaway, she was over 250.
Yeah.
And it kept going crazy. And then even during that goal, I think you ended up with a second shout out. She was on the Coast to Coast, and I think she got a second shout out through that when they do the channel shout outs, and they spun the wheel and she got the number.
I got it. And I think my giveaway was going on at the same time, and so I think that played a large role in it. Just getting those shout outs on the Coast to Coast. So I am grateful to both of them for that. But I am. What you see, hearing right now is how I am, and I just think I think it's being Southern helps a little bit. People like that Southern feel, but
she does get that a lot.
Yeah, even when I travel for work, I go up north, and people will say, "Can you just talk to me for a minute?" And it's like, well, what do you want me to say? But I'm this way all the time, and I think people enjoy it. Just being real too. So.
And I think also that helped with the growth was once we finally got the 500. Of course, at this time there is no we in it. She's up front and I'm just in the back having to try to help field the logistical problems of everything that's going on. And I think when she did her 500 GAW, the prizes were very, very good for a 500 GAW. Yeah. It had if you want to learn it, go back and watch the 500 GAW, the stages of it progressively going up. And that went from 500 to almost 1,000 by the time that she had done the 500 GAW. Yeah. And the prizes were so good and everybody was so excited about it. And then I think the big thing that helped with that also was then there was one of the gold prizes was not claimed. Yeah. So then she turned and gave that away in a flash GAW for like a 2-hour flash GAW, which I mean, she's done she just likes giving things away, sometimes to me shaking my head, but she likes to give stuff away. And that really, I think that's kind of what really sent her over the top with a lot of people, and everybody started following.
What was the big guy you were talking about? What did you give away?
We gave away
the 10th ounce of gold.
We gave away, copper's my thing. So we gave away some copper, and we gave away some fractional silver and some ounce silver.
And we had the platinum.
We had a platinum.
10th ounce of platinum.
10th ounce of platinum and some gold.
And gold.
Yeah.
2 gold prizes, a 10th ounce and a 20th ounce.
Yeah.
Wow.
People went crazy for that.
And I like to keep things pretty simple. And that was, even though I think it was still simple, how you participated is you could either do a comment or a shout out. So people were doing shout out for me on their channel, which brought in a lot of new subscribers too, and then they saw the prizes, and
and it just exploded from there.
It just exploded. So
you're really good at marketing.
It's funny because that's what I thought. I thought maybe I should do that for a living.
Find the nerve and strike it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like free stuff. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, even above that, I think, well, your accent is, like you said, it sets you apart. The fact that you're a couple, and just like you said, like your genuine, very nice nature is very obvious in the way you talk and the way you present your material. It's just really, really obvious that you're just a nice person. So I think that's accounts for just as much as the giveaways.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
But I think one of the things that people really get drawn to is the crying.
Oh, my Lord.
She is known for crying. Middle sentences out of the blue just starts crying. When she gets her if you go back, if anybody watches her channel, her mail calls, there's almost crying in every single one of them. And there was even one time she got something and she cried and she stopped and she couldn't. I mean, she broke down for like 5 minutes, and she actually paused the video and it came back. Oh, no, it was when you were doing the veterans. Was it when you were doing the veterans? It was something with the veterans.
I cry all the time. I cry.
So people get drawn to that because it's a sincere cry. I mean, you never know when it's going to come. It just does.
Get, when someone sends me something that they've had in their family or they've carried on their person since they were 13 years old, it's touching, that someone thought that much of me to send me something that they've had for so long or something that they've had in their family. I mean, I value that. And, just for them to think of me, it's touching. And sometimes it comes out in videos. And all that is very sincere, as he said. It's, it's just who I am. And another thing is my nails. You don't see a lot of, you didn't see a lot of women, I think, when I first started. I'm starting to see more, but, a lot of people really enjoy my fingernails.
Well, you always have nice manicures with the nice nail polish, so yeah.
Well, she started to do it herself.
Yeah,
so, and
the salons are closed. So.
Yeah, right.
She's like, what am I going to do? I have to do my nails.
I have to do my nails. So
and I can tell you, they look very nice. She did, was it Easter? We did, the Easter candy video you had. She just dropped the full stack video, which has black nail polish because that was filmed earlier because that's a chore.
Yeah, but then they're all pretty neon colors right now.
So everyone knows about your love for JFK. What brought that on?
Well, it's funny because it's nothing more than, and I have to do this with my Southern accent, is that I just found him to be such a sexy man. I mean, and that just, I've gone to the Dealey Plaza. I've read a lot of books. I had one of my favorite books I read is actually a Jackie Kennedy book, and it's called What Would Jackie Do? And it's kind of like an etiquette type book. And I've just always been a fan. I had a picture of them together in my office, and it's nothing political by any means, but it's just, I don't know. I just find him, himself appealing, and Hubby B has different opinions of him, but
called reality. But I've been dealing with this since before we got married.
But I just,
he's been a part of our lives.
Nothing other than I just found him to be very appealing, and if he were alive today, I think I'd be even crazier. I'd probably be arrested trying to find him at the White House. But, it just so happens that I find him appealing, and then I can get him on a coin or, and I just got a book today by James Patterson. It's a Kennedy book. So I just love all things.
Strange.
Huh?
Dealey Plaza is a strange place.
Oh, it is. I went last year. My mother and I went. I was in Dallas working, and my mother came in, and she went with me, and it's so just strange there how they have their, they still have the boxes and everything set up, and
it's eerie.
It is. It's very eerie, but I'm glad I got to see it. So, but yeah, I'm a huge Kennedy fan, and like I said, it's nothing political. It's just everything, and I like Marilyn Monroe, so the two of them together just,
yeah. Yeah, this obsession is really weird. It's deeper than y'all suspect. That's all I'm gonna say. all I can say is I can't say nothing. I'm glad he's the past. That's a polite way of saying I'm glad he's the past. Because I would have a serious problem.
It
if
is.
he was, if he
It
was
is
old enough.
almost. It is crazy. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know. It's just when I started. I think I got my first. I have a Kennedy. Someone sent me, and it's toned really well. And I travel with 30, and I travel with the Kennedy. And I think that was my first Kennedy, other than the box under the bed that my mother had. But then after that, it was like, I'm so obsessed with him, and then I can get the coins and everything. So it's just crazy.
And now YouTube has fueled that fire more. Thanks, everybody.
I'm sure. I apologize, Hubby B. I shouldn't have brought it up. I'm sorry.
No, don't you dare apologize. It's funny because people, somebody sent me a colorized Kennedy. They said they were out somewhere and they were at a coin shop and they saw it.
Rosa.
Yeah, and they saw it and they said, "Oh, we gotta get it to her," So everybody knows I'm obsessed with Kennedy. So
other than the JFK pieces, what are your favorite pieces to stack between the two of you?
Oh, I have a whole different set than hers.
Yeah.
You can tell them yours and then I'll tell them mine.
I don't really have anything that I would say is my favorite. Anytime you watch one of my videos, I'll say, "Oh, this is my favorite," or "This is my favorite." Obviously, the maple leaf is one of my favorites, but I like all things shiny or toned. I mean, I just don't have a favorite. Like if I went into a coin shop or if I go on to a website or something, I don't go specifically looking. I look for more things that are unique or maybe that I haven't seen, someone share or, just looking for something different. I posted a video, and I can't remember exactly what it was, and somebody made a comment that I stack like I'm collecting Christmas tree ornaments, and that's a perfect analogy because that's kind of how I do it. I don't have anything real, that like some people like American Silver Eagles, and that's what they want, but I just don't really have anything like that.
She likes variety, but that keeps her into stacking, so
Yeah.
I support it. I mean, the crazy. Tell them about your shark.
Oh,
this was a Bullion household serious discussion because I didn't know anything about this until after the fact.
I'm a huge shark fan, like Shark Week and all that. Since my sister and I both, we're huge shark lovers. And I saw someone was selling the shark coin because it is a coin. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's in the shape of a shark, and I paid $89 for it. And it's an ounce. It's an ounce, right?
1 ounce.
And
yeah.
So I got it in the mail, and he saw it, and he grumbled, and
I did a little bit more than grumbling.
And now
when I found out the price, because she didn't tell me the price. It was like, "Oh, look at the shark coin I got. Oh, this and that, and it's so nice." And I'm like, "Okay, it was an ounce. It's
cool.
Shaped like a shark. It's kind of cool." And then I forget how. I think I had finally asked point blank, "How much did it cost?" Because again, this was bought through Instagram.
Yeah.
This was bought on the side. This wasn't bought through one of our purchases.
Yeah.
So I was not when she said $89. Well, first it was I think it was around, and then it came out $89. I went through the roof.
Yeah, but now it's worth
like $150. So I can't say anything.
I mean, my money back.
It's definitely got its value. It has its collectability value, and so I can't say anything. Not that she's going to sell it, but I can't say anything now.
Yeah.
So, do you think that there's a difference between what women like to collect and what men like to collect?
I would think so, definitely. I mean, if you absolutely, like in some of my videos, you'll see that I like I've gotten some Disney pieces and I've got some animal pieces, just some different coins or rounds. And, I do like copper. A lot of men, don't like copper. But Hubby B and I both he likes some of the stuff I get, and I like some of his stuff, but he definitely has different tastes.
Yeah, she says she loves the Krampus coin that I got for Christmas.
No, I really don't love that.
But
what's your favorite?
Go ahead.
Hubby B. What's your favorite, Hubby B?
I tend to go for I really like the stuff like the 2 ounce piece. I like a lot of the 2 ounce pieces. So I got like the 2 ounce dragons from the Destiny Night series. Then for Christmas she got me a Krampus. We're doing the vintage horror series, which she enjoys those too.
Like those.
But I prefer I like some of the unique stuff on the fringe, and of course all the Star Wars stuff. things like that are more the stuff that I like, but I enjoy getting like the two. I don't like a tube of ASCs, a tube of Canadian maples, a tube of something. I see that item as a solid item that I would enjoy stacking. So whenever we get tubes of stuff, I really like it. Except for her last tube, she got a tube of turtles, so she was all ecstatic about the tube.
Yeah, normally I'm not a fan of the tubes, but just because I usually, if they're...
She likes one.
Yeah, I just want the one. I want the pretty one. Yeah. So
I like the tone ones too. The tone ones are really, I think they're so beautiful.
Oh,
I don't know if
so
they're as valuable, but they're so beautiful.
Oh, I agree. A lot of people don't like toning, but I do. I love it. And the colorized, I like it. I like it.
Don't tell you, she likes colorized.
I had to rescue them from him. Like, they paid way overpaid for a couple of toned ASCs that he was gonna clean off. So I saved them.
Yeah, the natural toning stuff. I like the natural toning, and she loves that. We go into the coin store, and she's like all over the stuff. And they're like, "Would you want me to clean those for you?" And you say,
"No."
We can dip it for you. No, don't touch it.
So everyone's talking about the price and availability. So I think we'll skip that topic. But in the same vein, everyone said we all learned as stackers that the price of silver would go up if the stock market went down, but that's not really the case. Why do you think that is?
You want me to take this one?
I do want you to take
it. And I think I was listening. I've listened to a couple people, and then Yankee, I think he did his on it, and that made the most sense when he compared it to 2008 when the crash happened, and that's because of everybody having their margin calls, because everybody was riding this stock market sky high. Oh, it's at 23. Oh, it's at 24. It's at 25. It's going to be at 30. So we're going to go. And everybody went. And all of a sudden on that one day, it crashed. And when it started going down, all of a sudden the margin calls come. And a lot of your heavy investors probably have a lot of gold stocks and silver stocks and gold and silver physical, and have started having to hit the margin calls and compensated with that. So when Yankee did his thing and compared it, he showed the comparison between the stocks and the gold prices, and it did almost the exact same thing. So but then we're probably looking for a rebound like we did there too. But I think it's held off a lot longer than a lot of people thought, because and it shocks me because the projection for the economy is not going to be good when we get out of this situation that we're all in. And I don't know. I'm glad the silver is staying down a little bit. Not that it matters anymore because the premiums have all gone sky high. Yeah. The gold is starting to go way up. And I think we'll probably see the gold break out a little higher and a little faster than the silver is. And it's probably because the people are going to start hoarding. Once they've got all their financial stuff situated with the stocks, they'll start hoarding up the gold so they don't get in the same situation again. That's just my take on it. I'm not an expert by any means.
Yeah, that's Jackie's field. She's into the finance thing. So yeah, we have frequent discussions about that.
Oh.
Am I on the mark or am I off the mark?
I think that's I think there's definitely a correlation between what's going on in the stock market, and very similar to the situation in 2008. So I think that is definitely true. The thing about the market is that everyone is just guessing always. There's no real way to predict what's going to happen in any market. I don't think anyone saw this coming. I know we didn't. I'm not in investments. I'm a financial planner, but it's definitely new territory.
Oh yeah. Like you say, we just don't know what's going to happen. Just have to wait and see, I guess.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yep.
That's one of my tenets, is that all these people make all these predictions about a month ahead about what the price of gold and silver or the stock market's going to do. I don't think anybody has any real clue what's going to happen outside of like 24 hours.
Exactly.
100% agree.
And you can watch the videos. Silver at 100, then the next day. Silver at 10, then the next day. Silver at 500, next day. Gold at 10. It's crazy. And it's just, it's just trying to react. And that's what, when we make our purchases and stuff, we've been lucky, and we don't get stuck in the FOMO. We're not a fear of missing out on anything. We buy when it's low, and we've got a pretty good buffer from the prices of the stuff that we've paid. We've not really gotten super jacked on anything.
Yeah.
Especially the big purchases.
Well, that's good. Speaking of making purchases, you buy anything interesting lately?
We did. We got the Tokalau
Turtles.
turtles. That's the tube I
Yeah.
got. I did get what else did we get in that purchase?
There was
We
a bunch
got-
of singles.
Yeah, we got
a
some
variety.
singles of some variety things. Gosh, now I can't remember what was in there.
Well, that was because we bought that, and that was with that we bought that purchase. We had stuff in the cart, and then the silver price started dropping, and then we were outside on the back porch, and I said the prices are going down really, really fast, and I said there's a lot of stuff out here, so go ahead and pick out a tube of something. We were going to plan on buying a tube of Silver Eagles or something, and I said, well, go look in here and see about picking up a tube. She ended up picking out two things. It was the Tukalau turtles and the British coat of arms.
Royal Arms.
The Royal Arms.
The Royal Arms. Yes.
Which we got those both of those we got the tubes for under 1750, right around I think it's 1748, 1784, somewhere like that, before they all went out of stock, and then the premiums all went to $25 a piece for whatever you bought. So we got really lucky on that.
I did pick up something I normally don't get is a tube of American Silver Eagles from someone on Instagram that was pretty much getting rid of all of their stuff and sold them at a pretty fair price. So I did pick up a tube of that, which is for me is an interesting buy because that's not something I would normally buy.
And you got the 10 ounce.
I did get a 10 ounce American flag bar too. I love those American flags, and they had some 10 ounce American flag bars that I will be showing as soon as I get it.
Yeah, those are very cool. I've seen those.
Yeah, we have, some of the 1 ounce, just a few of those, but I love the 10 ounce bars. And he had them, and I was like, oh, I want to get one if you still have any. And he had a couple, so I was able to snag one of those too. But we really haven't, other than the turtles and the Royal Arms, we haven't really bought anything recently.
Christmas was the last cool stuff. Did you see my Millennium Falcon, 10 ounce Millennium Falcon? It's awesome.
Yeah.
Stupid Millennium Falcon.
That's a guy thing.
Yeah.
And for her Christmas video, you see she got all the dog stuff. I'd set up the purchases. I got it like 2 months early before Christmas. I got her everything I could find that was from the year of the dog.
Yeah.
And so it was the year 2018 Christmas and 2019 because everything was 2018 coins and silver certificates and everything else like that. So because she really loves the dogs. It's
funny because now I used to be really hard to buy for. Now I'm very easy to buy for.
Very easy.
What would you say there's one thing in your stack that's uncharacteristic?
I would say for me personally is constitutional. It's not something that I liked really in the beginning other than the Kennedys. But now, like in some mail calls, I'll get some constitutional pieces. And now that I've started looking at it, I do like it. I find it very interesting because, a lot of it's so old. But for me, in the beginning, for me to have it, now it's, I like it and I want to add more to the stack. But that's just something I didn't do in the beginning. So when we go to the coin shop, she goes through the books. Yeah, I go through the books now. Our coin dealer, Mr. Coin, has a lot of binders of segregated different constitutional, and she goes through that now. And then American Silver Eagles, it's not something that I know people love them, but that's just not. We'll see them on a website or somebody will talk about them. I'm like, It's a Silver Eagle. Seen it before. That's what she likes, variety. It's not even so much like with the coins and stuff that she's buying the value of the stacking Silver Eagles. She's buying because she likes that coin with the koala bear, the kookaburra, or the kangaroo, or the elephant, and all that. She loves all the singles, and she could sell Silver Eagles in a minute. They go right out of stack. But if you try to get her to sell one of the 80 or 90 individual coins that she's got, and if it was a gift, there's no way it's being sold. She won't get rid of any. She doesn't want. So I'll say, if we have to sell this, I don't know what I would sell. Well, she'd sell the sovereign stuff first because she has no attachment to that whatsoever. It's the singles that she loves. Yep.
What about you, Hubby B?
Uncharacteristically, the things I have my 10 ounce Millennium Falcon, which was something I was completely unexpected. But it's absolutely me because I'm easy to buy for now. She sneaks the Star Wars silver stuff in. Yeah. But Yeah, the Constitutional has been something we've always talked about, and she's gotten more interested in it than I did. She actually got a coin book, and so she was looking at the stuff and things like that. And that's just something we both have really just started saying we need to focus on. Uncharacteristic, I don't really. I see the silver as the silver, and from the stacking point of view, and then I have the stuff, the poured pieces and stuff that I really appreciate and really enjoy. But there's not really anything uncharacteristic that I have.
No, I wouldn't.
Because
say
it, as weird as it may be, it's still an ounce of silver at the least. So that's the way I can look at it. I can discern it from the prettiness of it. That shark drives me crazy, though. That stupid $89 shark. Oh, actually, you know what? Uncharacteristic. What's the one thing? You bought 30.
Your Valcombi.
Stupid Valcombi. Oh, but at least it's in the black now. I told her I'm going to take this as a coin shop and sell it at just straight melt value just so I can get this thing out of here. Yeah, the Valcombi. Don't buy Valcombi. It's such a ripoff. And that was one of my first. I think that was in the first.
It
the
was
first
in the first
AppMex
batch we
purchase.
bought. Yep.
I was like, and so she had 30. I had Valcombi. So we argued back and forth on that. But my Valcombi is in the black.
So is my shark.
No,
by the way.
yeah, your shark is, but that 30 is not.
So, Hubby B, has anyone ever told you that you sound like Seth Rogen?
Actually, I've heard that a couple times.
You do.
Let me tell you a funny story, Jackie.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So we've been married almost 8 years, and we met at work, and he walked in to the meeting, and sitting beside me was actually the guy that hired you for the company. And Hubby B walked in, introduced himself, and I wrote on a piece of paper to the guy sitting beside me. I said, "Ooh, I wonder if he can sing, because his voice is so deep." And he can't sing at all. But I loved his deep voice, and that's kind of how we.
But I've had a lot of people come. I've heard the Seth Rogen thing 2 or 3 times.
You have a great voice.
But but I've always had. I've been talking like this since I was 13 years old. So as young as my voice cracked early, and it never went back. And so my whole life, especially when I was younger, I worked in a grocery store when I was like 19 or 20, and I got on a PA, and I was just a price check or something. And then this lady comes up, she says, "Was that you on the PA?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "I could have you read to me every night." And I was like, okay. And I've gotten stuff like that a lot. Yeah. And I used to have be on the radio, on a sports talk radio. I did movie reviews for them, and people would come in and they'd say, "Are you that guy on the radio?" Yes.
Yeah, you have got a great radio voice.
I was very distinguished.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so what do you got planned for the future for your channel?
Just to continue doing
She's
like I'm
slowly
doing.
evolving different things.
I'm going to keep up with, a lot of people call me Lady Gall because I can, I do all the sponsored giveaways and everything, and I'm going to continue with that. But, I'm trying to I've had a couple of the ladies' nights where I've, had some ladies come on and, did a similar thing to this, interview the ladies. I've only had 2 of them. I've reached out to a couple, and, with things going on and, people just don't have time, and I get that. So, but I want to start that back up. And men are welcome, but I just don't interview men. I only interview the ladies.
Well, if she's a stacker now, then she could be on ladies' night.
She could be on ladies' night. But, just to keep growing like I'm, and as things, I like to do things different. Even with our giveaways on our Sunday streams, we keep things very simple, try to be very fair. And that's one of the things I hope to be known for, is that, I am really fair and in the giveaways and all that. But as far as the channel, just keep trying to grow and better and, produce good content. And I do want, like I said, get that ladies' night started back up. A lot of people ask him if he's going to start his channel, and he's not going to, because I have to have his help, because as you know, this is a lot of work.
It is.
It turns out to be a lot more work than you expected. Yeah. It ain't just a matter of sitting on here just talking for 10 minutes and pushing a button saying, "Here you go."
It's a lot of work. So I do, appreciate him helping. So he is not getting his own channel. He's going to stay here.
I might have my own show on the channel.
But he's going to
and
stay.
she has ladies' night, and there's a place to maybe for the guys to come on Lady Bullion show, because she's got a lot of male fans. Yeah. She's got a lot of female fans, a lot of male fans. I think everybody, one of the things is you just watch. It's funny to watch the bigger channels and stuff. If you go back even 6 months to a year, you start watching this evolution of style and focus and everything like that. And she's changed focus a couple times since she started up. And the live streams, she's like, oh, everything, it happens like this. Oh, I want to do this. Or, oh, I was thinking I want to do this, and just goes and does it. And all of a sudden you see if it works. If it works, you keep on doing it. If it don't work, you kind of like forget about it and hope everybody else forgets about it too.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it, because you're very successful, and I enjoy your content.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We try hard.
Pardon me?
I said we try hard.
Oh, well, it shows.
That's one thing. She's gotten comments about that. And they're like, right from the beginning, it seems like your channel was so professional.
Well, I do. I mean, I am an educator at work, so, and I train a lot of people, so I do have to do things a certain way, you know, and some of that comes across in the videos, even though I do try to keep things fun and lighthearted.
She does like structure a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, I think I've taken up enough of your time. I really appreciate you guys doing this. It was fun.
Well, thank you for having us. This was fun, and I'm glad Jackie came along and hung out with us.
Well, thank you for letting me. This was really fun.
Absolutely.
Start doing live streams. That's how I got into it, because she's doing a live stream, and she did a few of those, and I came and I was like, well, I'll go ahead and I'll pop in and participate from it. And now the Sunday streams kind of like
it's our thing.
We enjoy it. We do it together. People look forward to it. People I have my own fan club. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, we know you got your own fan club. But I do appreciate you choosing me for the interview. I'm very honored.
And letting me come.
We're gonna have to check out Ladies' Night.
Yeah, absolutely. Usually if I'm gonna have one, I'll post it, you know, on YouTube. I'll do like a little video. I just gotta get it going back up. I do have Silver Dragons has actually donated. It's a little pour he did.
Yeah, one of his channel pours.
Yeah, one of his channel pours. He donated that for a prize. So I usually try to give something away too on Ladies' Night, and anybody can win that, not just the ladies. So, but like I said, I usually only interview women, you know, to try to, because the goal is to try to get more women involved, because it seems like it's so predominantly, you know, men.
It is. You're absolutely right. And I think women would really enjoy it if they knew that this was out there.
Right. 100% agree.
Shiny things.
Exactly. Shiny and pretty. And
well, fire off an email to theladiebullion@gmail.com and you can get in the lineup.
Exactly. That'd be awesome. But we do appreciate you having us, and we hope that, you know, it goes off well. And
so we've been talking to Lady B and Hubby B, and we had a very nice time talking with them. And this is the first time that my fiance, Jackie, aka Mrs. Skywalker, has joined me in an interview. But that was a lot of fun too. So maybe I could talk her into doing this on a regular basis.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes a difference. Do it. Get in there, Jackie.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I'll say good night.
Good night, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye. Well, thanks for joining us for this interview with Lady B and Hubby B. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Here's an update for the giveaway for the 250 subs. I never knew it was so hard to give away coins. The grand prize winner failed to contact me at all, so I decided to do something a little bit different. Rewind the interview to the section where you can see all the channel stickers. Pause it and see if you can guess / count the number of channel stickers, unique channel stickers, that are in the pile. I may have 3 or 4 different stickers from the same channel. That counts as one. So I know I have a couple different versions from Silver Dragons and from Spectacular. That's one unique count per channel. So the first person to email me at darthstacker@yahoo.com with the correct guess or count of unique channels will win the 1960 Benjamin Franklin proof. So get to counting, send me an email, and I will catch you on the next interview. Have a great day.